Hey, babe, I've been thinking about getting a new car. Is it okay if I go ahead with the contract?
A car? What kind of car? Don't you already have one?
Yeah, but I've been looking at some really nice models lately. There's this great deal at the dealership near my work.
We just paid off your previous car loan 3 months ago, though. Why are you suddenly thinking about getting a new car?
It's already 3 years old. Don't you think it's time for a new one?
3 years isn't really that old. We don't need to buy a new one when the current one still works fine. Plus, you barely use it once a week, if that.
That's not true. I use it all the time for work. Actually, I've been using it quite a bit lately.
Really? Because I check the mileage when I use it for groceries. It's only gone up about 100 miles in the past month.
You're checking the mileage now? For what? Don't you trust me?
It's not about me not trusting you. I just notice these things when I fill up the gas tank. Which I always do, by the way.
Come on, you know a newer model would be more fuel efficient. We'd actually be saving money in the long run.
The current car is perfectly fuel efficient, and it's fully paid off already. Even so, we're not buying a new one. That's the final answer.
You never want to spend money on anything. Don't be so cheap. I mean, you're a CEO after all. Shouldn't you be driving something luxurious?
Being a CEO doesn't mean throwing money away. I worked really hard to get here. Remember where we started?
That was then. This is now. We should be enjoying life more. We have more money.
I don't need that. Taking the train or bus is faster, and when I do need a car, the current one works just fine.
But think about appearances. All your business partners drive nice cars, right? Don't you think it looks bad when we show up in a 3-year-old sedan?
My business partners respect me for my work, not what the car I have. Besides, most of them took years to build their wealth. They didn't just jump into luxury purchases.
But you're making good money now. People who make good money should spend it. You're being way too frugal.
Do you remember how much debt we started with? Your debt specifically?
That was years ago. Why do you always have to bring that up?
Because it matters. My company only started doing well last year. Even though things are better now, we can't get careless. The taxes are higher with better income, and thanks to someone's debt that I had to pay off, now I want to build our savings for our future.
You don't have to say it like that. The debt's paid off now, so what's the problem?
I'm the one who paid it off, while starting a company and raising Emma.
Are you gonna hold that over my head forever? We're married, so what's the difference? I only make a regular salary. Actually, I've been thinking, is there even a point to me working?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you're thinking of quitting your job.
Well, when you think about it, you're covering most of our living expenses anyway, and we have 3-year-old Emma. Don't you think it's sad that we're both working and she's in daycare all day? Wouldn't it be better for everyone if I became a stay-at-home dad?
Wait, is that what this is about? You want to quit your job and now you're trying to buy an expensive car first?
That's not it. I just thought since you're doing so well.
You? A stay-at-home dad? You barely helped with Emma since she was born. When was the last time you even picked her up from daycare?
That's not fair. I love Emma, don't I?
Last week when she had a fever, who stayed home with her and took care of her? Who takes her to all her doctor appointments? Who packs her lunch every morning?
You're better at those things, but I can learn.
You love her, sure, but you've pushed all the difficult parts onto me. You can't even do basic housework. You must be dreaming thinking you could just quit your job.
That's harsh. I help around the house too.
Really? When? When was the last time you did laundry or cooked dinner?
I'll do it properly if I become a stay-at-home dad. I'll clean the house, cook meals. Just think about it.
You don't even know how to operate the washing machines, or what temperature to wash her clothes at, or all her allergies.
Those are things I can learn. I'm not stupid.
How can I suddenly trust someone who's barely done anything until now? This isn't some game where you can just try it out.
I'm your husband, aren't I? Don't you want Emma to spend more time with her father?
Being your wife is exactly why I can't trust you. You always start things with big promises. Remember when you promised to help with the house after Emma was born?
This is different. I'm serious this time.
Why now? Why do you suddenly want to be involved?
I told you I thought it would be good for you and Emma. I've been thinking about our family a lot lately.
True, it would be helpful if you were home. It would be better for everyone to spend more time with their parent.
Right, Emma's still little, and you're busy, so I want to help where I can. I can take her to the park every day, make her healthy meals every day.
You don't even know what she likes to eat, or her nap schedule, or her favorite games. You don't really know anything.
I can learn all that. I'll figure it out. Give me a chance.
But I can't just picture you as a stay-at-home dad. You get frustrated so easily. Remember when she wouldn't stop crying at the restaurant?
That was different. Don't worry. I can do it.
You know, being a stay-at-home parent is harder than office works, right? No breaks, no weekends, constant attention needed.
I understand that. I've thought about it a lot.
Have you really? Then let's try something.
What do you mean?
Try handling all the housework and children by yourself for a while. I'll judge if I can really trust you with it. Show me you're serious.
Like a trial period? How long is a while?
About a month, I guess. That should be enough time to see if you're serious about this.
A month? I mean, I still have my job. That's a lot to handle at once.
I'm not saying you have to do everything. I want to see how much you can handle while working. If you can't handle both, how can I trust you with just one?
You have a point. Fine. 1 month trial it is.
Then let's start today. I'll make a list of Emma's schedule and needs.
Today? Can we start tomorrow instead?
Do you have plans? It's already 4 p.m.
I have dinner with my boss and a client today. It's an important meeting.
Convenient timing. But fine, tomorrow works. We can start tomorrow.
Thanks. I'll work hard to make things easier for you. You'll see I can be reliable.
We'll see. I'll leave Emma's schedule on the kitchen counter, along with the cleaning supplies list and meal planning guide.
That's a lot, but I can handle it.
You wanted this. Show me you mean it.
I will. Tomorrow's a new start. You won't regret giving me this chance.
I'm sorry for the sudden message. Are you Keith's wife?
Yes, I am. Who's this?
Hello, my name is Amy. You don't recognize my name? Keith never mentioned me to you before?
No. Should I know you? Are you from his office?
Amy? He hasn't mentioned it? You're really clueless, aren't you? It must be nice married to a CEO, making you so oblivious to everything.
CEO? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. Your husband runs that tech company, right? Living in that fancy house in the suburbs.
Excuse me? I think there's been some type of misunderstanding.
The only misunderstanding is you thinking you can keep Keith. Since you're so low, let me be clear. I'm taking your husband. I'm pregnant, so please divorce him.
What? Is this some kind of sick joke?
Do I sound like I'm joking? I have proof if you need it. Pictures, messages, everything.
Whose husband are you talking about? You must have the wrong person.
Keith, obviously. Keith Jung, your husband of 5 years.
Right, but you mentioned being married to a CEO. You mean Keith? Are you okay in the head?
What's that supposed to mean? Keith told me everything about his company, how he built it from nothing, how you just stay at home doing nothing.
Did he really tell you that? Tell me more about this company.
Why should I? You live with him. You should know.
I see. So you're having an affair with my husband. How long has this been going on?
It's not an affair. What we have is different. We're in a relationship with marriage in mind. We've been seeing each other for 8 months now.
When a married person has a relationship with someone else, that's called an affair. 8 months, that's interesting. Right around where he got that promotion.
He said that promotion meant nothing, that he was already running everything anyways.
Did he know? What else did he tell you?
You're so cold about this. Your marriage must really be dead. Just like he said, he told me that you two barely talk anymore.
My husband said this? What else did he say about our marriage?
Yes, he said that you're past the honeymoon phase and just going through the motions. That's why you're always working. Never having time for him. But that's how you feel too, right? You're only staying married to him because he has money.
That's not true. Our marriage isn't what you think.
Could it be you still have feelings for him? I didn't expect that. I don't think anyone can live with someone they have zero feelings for. So you do still love him.
You don't know anything about our marriage or about Keith at all.
I know enough. I know he's unhappy, that he wants a real family. But I'm sorry. I'm 6 months pregnant with his baby. I'm definitely having this baby, and you don't have any kids, right?
Did Keith tell you about that too? That we don't have kids?
Well, he never mentioned any. He said he wanted to start a family. That's why I got pregnant.
I see. And you believed everything he told you?
Why wouldn't I? He showed me his office, taking me to expensive restaurants, bought me designer bags.
Interesting. Very interesting. Does my husband know you're contacting me like this?
No, he doesn't, though I plan to tell him later. He needs to make a choice.
I see. Then could you wait just a little bit before telling him?
What? Why should I wait?
If you can wait, I promise I'll divorce him next month. Just give me that much time, can you?
Really? You're agreeing so easily?
Listen, I can't just move out immediately when you suddenly demand a divorce, and I need time to process this. Also, I want to be the one to bring up the divorce to my husband, so please don't tell him you contacted me today. Not yet.
You're being surprisingly reasonable. Is this about keeping your final shred of pride as a wife? Not wanting him to know another woman forced your hand?
Think what you want, but yes, I appreciate handling this my way.
Well, if you're gonna be divorcing him, I can wait a month, I guess. It's better for Keith this way, too. He's been worried about hurting you.
How considerate of him. I'm sure he has.
Don't be so sarcastic. He really does care about your feelings. That's why he hasn't left yet.
Thank you. I'll contact you when I'm ready to proceed with the divorce. But remember, don't tell Keith about this conversation.
No problem. I'm glad you're being reasonable about this. I expected more drama, honestly. But if you haven't divorced him by next month, I won't wait anymore. One way or another, you're divorcing Keith.
Don't worry. I'll keep my word. Just remember yours too.
Fine. What month? That's all you get. Then Keith and I can finally be a real family.
Yes, a real family. That's exactly what will happen.
Good. I'm glad we understand each other. This is the best for everyone.
We'll see. See you in a month, Amy.
Right. And don't try anything sneaky. I have proof of everything.
I won't need to try anything. Trust me. Everything will work out exactly as it should.
Hey, what's going on? Keith just told me he wants to break up with me. What's that about? This isn't what we discussed. Answer me.
Oh, did he? When did he tell you this?
Just now, he texted me. He said he can't leave his family. What did you do to him?
Do to him? I told my husband about the divorce, just like we agreed.
What? Is Keith saying he doesn't want to divorce you? He can't do this to me.
Seems that way. He's really troublesome, isn't he? Men can be so fickle.
This doesn't make any sense. He promised me. He said we'd be together.
Did he also promise you a big house, fancy car, a luxurious lifestyle?
Don't mess with me. He said he wanted to divorce you as soon as possible. That we'd raise our baby together in his big house.
You know what's funny? My husband just can't survive without his current lifestyle, but it's not the lifestyle you're thinking of.
What do you mean? You're saying his lifestyle would change if he divorced a stay-at-home mom like you? He doesn't need you. He has his own company.
Actually, the stay-at-home parent is my husband. Keith's the house husband. As of last week...
What are you talking about? Stop lying. I've seen his office.
Which office would that be? The one in the tech park? With the corner view?
Yes. See, you know about it.
That's my office. Keith's been lying to you. I'm actually the CEO and he was just a regular employee. Though, he just quit his job a few days ago. Now he's just an unemployed man.
No, you're lying. He showed me everything. The meeting rooms, his executive parking spots.
He showed you my company, my parking spot, my success.
That can't be true. Keith bought me lots of presents and took me to expensive restaurants and hotels. He had the company credit card.
He was using my money to spoil you, my company card. I just checked the statements. Those hotel charges make sense now.
You're lying, right? This is some kind of trick.
It's the absolute truth. That's why I promised you the divorce. He'll be the one struggling after we split. No job, no money, no house.
I'm pregnant with this baby. How could he do this to me?
Don't worry, I'm definitely divorcing him. You can have him for whatever he's worth now.
How is that supposed to make things okay? I only got pregnant because I thought Keith was the CEO. Because I thought he could provide for us.
Well, that was a pretty stupid reason to have a baby. Oh, and I forgot to mention, my husband and I have a daughter, Emma. She's 3.
What? Keith has a child? He never said... He told me he wanted to start a family with me. That I'd be the mother of his first child.
Yes, our daughter is 3. I'll be claiming child support from him for the next 17 years until she turns 20. Your baby too. He'll be paying for both.
You never told me any of this. The house, the company, the child. Everything was a lie?
That's the kind of man you chose to have a baby with. The husband is awful for lying, but that's what happens when you get involved with married men. I'm sorry to tell you all this while you're pregnant, but as a future mother yourself, you should think carefully about who you marry. I wouldn't recommend an empty shell of a man who lies about everything.
This can't be happening. I had a whole future plan. The house we'd live in, the schools our child would attend.
Maybe this is a good lesson about trusting married men who claims to be CEOs.
What am I supposed to do now? I'm 6 months pregnant. I can't.
That's not my problem. You made your choice. Now you have to live with them, just like I have to live with mine.
Hey, Skylar? Please, come back home. Please. I really don't want to end things like this. The house feels so empty without you and Emma.
You've been annoying, Keith. How many hundreds of calls and texts are you planning to send me? My battery keeps dying. I'm gonna block you.
Oh, please don't block me. I need to explain everything to you.
Oh, you have plenty of time to explain. 8 months, apparently.
You talked to Amy? What did she tell you?
I'll tell you if you promise to stop contacting me afterwards. We agreed to discuss the divorce this weekend. If you have something to say, save it for then.
But if things stay like this, we'll end up really divorced. Is that what you really want? After everything we've been through?
You have an affair and got her pregnant, didn't you? What other choices is there? Did you think I'd just forgive you and forget?
I never intended to leave you, Skylar. You and Emma are my real family.
Then why did you get her pregnant? Was that an accident too, like your debt?
I thought we were being careful, but somehow Amy got pregnant. By the time I found out, it was too late for any other options. I told her I couldn't marry her, but I'd support the baby as its father.
I heard everything about Amy. She said she wanted you to divorce me quickly, that you were planning your future together, in my office, with my money.
That wasn't real. I was just going along with what Amy was saying. It was just in the moment, you know? I never meant any of it.
Even if it was just in the moment, I wish you hadn't said it, or showed her my office, or used my company card.
I'm so sorry. I got carried away. It started so small, just a lunch here and there.
While paying for your debt, I gave birth to Emma, started a business while bottle feeding her, built a company, and just when I thought we could finally have a stable life, you betrayed me. How could I possibly stay with you anymore? I won't degrade myself like that.
The only ones who really matter to me are you and Emma. That's why I worked so hard this past month as a house husband. I tried my best to balance work, housework, and childcare. You even praised me for it.
I was impressed with you for that. I thought it was amazing how hard you could work when you wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. But you know what? You wanted to be a household husband so you can meet Amy more often, right? Being a stay-at-home parent means more free time. You thought you could juggle both families, didn't you?
That's not true. I really wanted to help you. That's why I worked so hard. I wanted to prove I could change.
If you really felt that way, you would have help with housework and childcare much earlier when you still had your job. Before Amy, before the pregnancy, before everything fell apart.
I was busy with work, too, and at first I wanted to climb the corporate ladder to match your success. I felt so inadequate compared to you.
Nice excuse. Did feeling inadequate make you lie about being CEO?
It's not an excuse! Please, believe me, I just wanted to be someone you could be proud of!
Then you should have used your fair time for your family. How many times are you going to betray me, Keith? You even hid your debt until we got married. At first, I thought we could work through it together since we were newlyweds, but I ended up paying it all off myself. You never even tried to save money or help even a little.
I'm really sorry. I guess I was still acting like a bachelor to make myself feel better. I never grew up.
Stop with the excuses. Even after Emma was born, you loved her but left all the work to me. Even when I was struggling with the startup, you were drinking out every day. Or should I say, out with Amy. I say married because you're Emma's father and you weren't all bad, but I can't do this anymore. I won't live being disrespected like this.
I never disrespected you. I really admire you as a person, Skylar. You're amazing at everything you do.
Then why did this happen? Having an affair? Getting her pregnant? Then wanting to be a stay-at-home dad? What is that? That is not something you do to someone you love. You just see me as something convenient. This isn't how you treat someone you admire.
The affair was just a whim. It was just in the moment. I never thought it would last this long or lead to pregnancy. It just happened.
That's just your perspective. Your stupid decisions hurt so many people. You betrayed Emma and me, lied to Amy about being a CEO, and deceived her. You even hurt Amy's unborn baby, who has to grow up knowing their father is a liar.
I know I did Amy and her unborn baby wrong, but Amy chose to have an affair with a married man. Honestly, she kind of brought this on herself. She should have known better than this.
The same goes for you too. That's why I won't try to fix this. I'm done living with you. You can't even take responsibility without blaming others.
Can't we stay together for Emma? I might be worthless, but I still do care about her. She needs her father in her life.
Caring isn't enough if you're not around. I need someone who will actually take actions for Emma and me, not just empty words and promises.
Skylar, I really don't want a divorce, please. I know I'm trash and the worst, but I'll definitely change. You're the only one for me. Please give me one more chance.
I used to think that I was the only one who could support you. I thought couples were supposed to support each other through anything, but I finally realized I was the only one trying. I don't want to feel pathetic anymore, and as Emma's mother, I want to be happy. I know now I can't be happy with you. That's why I'm divorcing you. We don't need a husband or father who only thinks about himself.
What about Emma? I'm her father. Please don't take her away from me.
You should have thought about that thing before. You should have thought about that before. Before Amy. Before the lies. Before throwing everything away.
I'll do anything to fix this. Please don't let it end like this. I'll even get a new job. Go to counseling, whatever you want me to do.
It's too late for that. You had years to change. Years to step up.
Give me one last chance, for Emma's sake. She deserves a complete family, right?
A complete family? Is that what you were thinking about when you were with Amy? When you were pretending to be me?
I know I messed up. I know I can't take back everything that I did. But please don't punish Emma for my mistakes.
Don't you dare use Emma like that. She's not your bargaining chip. She deserves better than a father who lies and cheats.
I'll never see her as an excuse again. I'm sorry. Just like that, you want to end things between us?
You'll have visitation rights if you can manage to show up, unlike Emma's doctor's appointment.
I promise I'll be there for her every single time. I won't let either of you down again.
Save your promises to yourself. They mean nothing anymore. Actions matter, Keith, and your actions have destroyed everything.
Everything? All our years together, they meant nothing?
They meant everything to me. That's why this hurts so much. That's why I can't forgive you.
I never meant to hurt you or Emma. Everything just spiraled out of control.
Well, now you can watch it spiral from the outside. I'm done being your safety net.
What am I supposed to do now?
Be a father. Pay your child support. That's all I expect from you anymore. That's all you're capable of giving.
Skylar, please. I love you.
Stop. You don't get to say that anymore. Not after everything you've done. We won't be talking anymore. Contact me through my lawyer if you want to talk. Goodbye, Keith. Eventually, I divorced Keith and naturally got custody of Emma. I also received compensation from Amy for the affair. While I felt a bit sorry for Amy, who was about to give birth, I needed her to take responsibility for her actions. Amy decided not to marry Keith and raise her child alone. Keith is now working at an acquaintance's company, paying child support for both Emma and Amy's baby. He's been closely watched by.